tacos, you know, they ain't gonna be good later.
Shit. Yeah. Yeah, I don't,
Huh?
yeah, I don't have the time right now.
Can't eat them on the stream while everybody's
No.
watching. People do that. You know, people eat on stream.
I guess I'll try to heat them up when I come back in.
Yeah, they're Dorito Taco Locos.
All right.
So, all right, then I'll see you in a little bit. Good luck.
All righty.
Love you, Dad.
Love you too. All right. All right.
Am I living the American dream? I got two eyes, try to see the way the world turned. What happened to me? It's not exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living.
All right, baby. I think we got everything handled here now. I think we got everything fixed. I appreciate very much the fact y'all hang on and stayed with us. I appreciate that tremendously. But we got the chat fixed, and this time Ted Teasy was the first one to come in, followed by Roger Himmelwright, Gallagher, Christina Sanchez, G2's in the room, Susan Greenland, Susan Forasepi, Sam is in here, Ask is in here, Ann Jacobs, Common Sense is in the room, thank goodness, Gina from New York, and Adina Michael. Jim's Radio Check is with us, thank goodness. Radio Check, Radio Check. CQ, CQ. Anyway, get on down here. I appreciate y'all hanging in with me. Anyway, what's going on in the news today? Well, we all saw the big show put on this morning by the Senate committee. Had Robert Kennedy Jr. In there this morning, and it was fireworks, baby. And I'm you know, I got to see most of it, and my impression was that, you know, there were Republican senators that were quarreling, challenging Robert Kennedy on several issues, and pretty well, you know, punchy there too. And I sat there and listened to it, and I agree with one of the whoever the Democratic senator that called him ignorant. But it shows you who Donald Trump has put in charge of all the directorates. All that doesn't matter. Health and Human Services or any other directorate you looked at, they're all just idiots in their yes man for Donnie, and they don't know a damn thing about what they're doing, and that's why this country is suffering so much. But Lord have mercy. I had a whole thing up in my head, but with the delay, it just it went right out the window, and, which is often happens to me. Anyway, hi, Miss Chick.
Hi, John.
Well, that was fun.
You having fun yet?
Yes, just yeah. I hate it when that happens. When I started up, and it didn't happen until right after I hit the go live button, and then the chat just goes blank. So.
Yeah, who knows? I have all sorts of goofy stuff going on all the time on one of my things.
Technology. That's why I have kids, though. That's why I have kids.
And again, there's that hammer, because, you know.
Yep, there you go. Threaten it with a hammer. I don't know.
Always with a hammer.
Anyway, did you see our Health and Human Services Director this morning in the Senate?
Didn't see him live. I did catch the replay a little bit, and
you got the highlights.
I had a hard time concentrating on it because he was all over the place, and he kept interrupting everybody and screaming about some stuff in his little frog voice.
It was pretty contentious. Yeah. It was.
It was, and he would not be nailed He was like Jello. He didn't want to be nailed down with anything. Well, I didn't say that, or blah, blah, or
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah. Let's go to the
Whatever,
tape.
dude. We
Let's
have
go
the
to the tape.
tapes.
Yeah. But boy, howdy shit.
Yeah.
But
Lord.
today's little dog and pony show, it doesn't hold a candle to yesterday's activities with the women that came forward and stood on the
Not
steps
at
of the
all.
Capitol, baby. That was very powerful. Very powerful.
And that should be still the first topic every day, all the time.
Every day until
Every
we get,
day.
and the, I'm impressed with the courage and the planning actually of what they intend to do if Congress does not act.
Yeah.
And right now, Speaker Johnson, he's hum-hauling around. I don't know, I don't want to do nothing here. All that kind of shit.
I think he might actually broke a sweat in the last couple of days, you think?
Yeah, he's in a bind because there's Republican senators and stuff that what are you gonna do, baby? Hide this shit? You can't. But I was encouraged by the courage of the ladies when they were speaking of they can provide their own list. They have names.
Oh, they have names. They
names.
close their eyes. They have faces and they have names and other
Yes.
things. Yeah.
So the fact that they're talking about they could produce that list themselves.
Yeah.
Now it was brought out by the attorney. I can't remember his name. The attorney for the victims. That if they did that, if they came out and publicized names, they would have lawsuits all over their ass. Every wealthy person that would be named would have lawyers all over their ass suing them.
It'd be libel and blah, blah, blah. And
Yes,
all that stuff, yeah.
all of that shit, all the dog and pony show that's going to go with that. But I was encouraged by one of this, I believe it was a House member, and I can't remember the name, forgive me for being absent-minded, who was talking about if the victims of Jeffrey Epstein compile a list, they will not be able to publicize that list without facing the fear of lawsuits.
Right.
However, he could read that list on the House floor and be immune from any prosecution or any retaliation or any lawsuits because it's protected speech on the House floor. Which,
you know who else said that they would read that list on
Who?
the floor? Marjorie Taylor Greene.
ain't that something? Ain't that something? Boy, howdy shit. Boy, howdy shit, Peter. What a way to kick off the show. I appreciate the shit out of that. Peter just came in with a $50 donation. Thank you very much, buddy. And said there is zero excuses for MAGA Republicanos not to sign this release. MAGA Mike has an adult sight contact with his son, but doesn't care about children being trafficked. Yes, he's throwing his own morals down in the ditch with this by hum-hauling around, not wanting to advance this bill. It's heartbreaking. Especially you kick in his so-called religious background. He's supposed to be a big Christian here, do the right thing and all that stuff. Even like he said, got an app with his son to make sure you're not looking at any porn, which just does kill me. It does. And let me thank Crystal Carter, who came in with $2 and said, James Comer, Republican out of Kentucky, is running the hearings. Piece of shit. Yes, but they're not. Even he can't corral them because that hearing today it hits a lot of people. This the way they
and there's going to be more hearings and more hearings.
Yeah, more hearings.
But what I heard the women say, other than sharing a small portion of their trauma, because they're not going to, they're not going to go there, not in public like that. But what I heard was they are asking a few things from the general public. Number one, don't politicize them.
No.
And the trauma that they've been through.
It should not be a political thing.
They don't want to be victimized anymore. So you or our sick fascination with who might be on this list is demeaning. And this is about the victims. It's about them getting some justice. It's not about these names on this list. We have to remember that. These are human beings that have been traumatized. And
but that's how you get justice.
but if you want to really emphasize something or someone else, do it in the view of who is complicit in covering this up for decades.
Oh, there's a good question.
Decades.
There is.
When Maria Farmer reported her story, she was one of the first to ever report abuse from Jeffrey Epstein in 1996 to the FBI, who then did nothing. Clinton was president. So let's take a peek at that.
Let's take
Did he
a
keep
peek
it quiet?
at why his name was mentioned.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
saying, just saying.
That's what.
And number-
that's where you have to take the politics out of this shit. It doesn't
Yep.
matter if there's an R or a D next to that name. All right, and in my feeling,
Other than it was power and politics that kept it quiet.
I think there are people in that chamber that have to worry. I do.
Yeah. Yeah, and the second thing is they don't want you to call the people on the list pedophiles. They are predators and molesters. They prefer that you call them that. Simply that. Predators and molesters.
That's
Or
what they
in
are.
short, the monsters who got away with, profiting at the expense of children, mostly girls, for their own gain and their sick pleasures. And because they were both young and female, they had no problem believing they could get away with it. There it is right there, in a nutshell. And here we are 30 years later, and so far they're still getting away with it.
They're still getting away with it. So this
Yep.
is, it has to stay in the forefront. If justice comes at all, it's going to be because of the demand of the American people. Because we've already seen, just like Mike Johnson, hauling around not wanting to pass it to release the information. It's going to be a battle, and that shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Take his little Christian Bible and put it where the sun doesn't shine, as far as I'm concerned.
It doesn't look well with
'cause
his.
He's pooping all over it.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's what are you gonna do?
But I think we need to be like the Nazi hunters. After all of the trials and everything, they knew there was still some out there. There was still some hidden, and they went looking for them. They hunted them down. We need to be like that with this issue.
Yeah. Anybody.
Don't rest until we've let these women have the justice that they need and that they want.
That they deserve.
Yep.
Indeed.
No
I'm
stone unturned, so to speak.
I'm hoping that if Congress doesn't release, come clean and release all the information, all the files, then that's the way to go. Force the issue publicly.
And some of the file stuff has more to do with whether or not he was making money and not paying taxes. It comes down to that, right?
Always.
Yeah, always. And I could care less really at this point about that part. It was, what was he making money off of and who did he hurt to do it? That's what I care about.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see a twist.
I think it's going to stay in the headlines. I don't think the survivors are going to let this go by the wayside.
I think we, the public, can keep it in the headlines.
Indeed.
And it starts right here. Epstein. Don't forget it.
Yes.
Epstein.
While you're out there contacting your congressman, you can find them right there. Your elected officials, I don't care, from the president all the way down to your mayor, they're on that list. You can find their name, their address, their phone number, everything. Contact your elected, write a letter, and let them know exactly how you feel about this issue and a lot of others.
Yeah, and if you want to tell them something, if you want to have a hint as to what to say to them, just remind them that no one is above the law, and
That's
we need
what
to
they've
take
always
a good.
said. Isn't that
We need to
what's been-
take a good look at aligning punishments and prosecution with what we say is absolutely abhorrent, not just give it lip service. And the laws that protect women and punish those that harm them are weak at best.
At best.
At best. So say something like that to them, that they're just not doing their job protecting the women in this country, and the girls, and the children, the babies. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, that's
that
pretty
pissed me
good.
off today.
That's pretty good. Silly Bebo just came in with a $5 donation. Brittany says, for the Epsteinth time. For the Epsteinth time. That's pretty good. I like that.
Thank you, Silly
Brittany,
Bebo.
thank you. Yeah, this needs to stay in the forefront until
Yep.
until it's completed, until the whole damn story's out there.
Yeah.
And we need, because we need to do better. That's not
And-
on the agenda for Donnie.
Did you see any of the interviews with any of them afterwards? at all?
I've seen a few. I saw a few.
Well, the first one I happened to poke on had a handful of them that had been on the stage that day. And Hallie Jackson, NBC news person, the first question that she asked one of these victims is, "What did he make you do?" Now, come on. Are
Really?
you a professional?
That's the first question?
Yes.
What did he
Was
make you
one
do?
of the first
Give us
questions
the
that
details.
she
Paint a
asked.
picture for us. Are you shitting?
Right, and I thought the woman she asked was going to burst into tears and run from the room. And it's like, seriously, people.
What is that?
What is that, for fuck's sake?
Yeah.
What about trauma
Yeah.
do you not understand? You know,
What
you
part
never
of
ask a
journalism doesn't
victim.
she understand?
You never ask a victim or a veteran, for
Yeah.
that matter, a question like that, unless you happen to be law enforcement and you're writing a report. You know? Yeah.
That's
It was
sensationalism.
just-
That's what that is. That's just, they want the
Yeah.
Yeah.
She loosened up a little bit and backed away because they confronted her with, like, we're not answering that question, right away. But seriously, that it even came out of her mouth is just hideous. So,
That's
Stop
what
it, people.
That's what yes, stop it.
stop asking harmful questions because you're re-traumatizing them. And it's hard enough for them to sit and think about it in the first place. Yeah.
Okay, on a programming note, I'm gonna give fair warning here because during the last several shows we've had comments in the chat that when we're all in the room, we have a tendency to start talking over each other, and when you do that, nobody out there can hear anything anybody is saying. So the conversation just turns to mute point. It's if you can't hear the conversation, what's going on. So I'm going to ask our guests to be cognizant of that, to be aware of that, and only keep your comments. If somebody else is speaking, let them finish their comment, and then we'll see what happens. Because if not, we might have to change the whole format here, and because we have to get this under control. So please, I ask all our guests to mind your P's and Q's and give somebody an opportunity to speak. And
There's those
what
P's and
happened?
Q's again, John.
Oh, hello, Yelly Man.
Usually I feel like
Hello, John.
How are you doing?
Hello, John. I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine.
Okay.
I don't even think you had your hand up. I think I hit the wrong button. Did you have your hand up?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
just
No,
heard-
my button hit the wrong. I apologize.
But I don't mind.
I
No,
apologize.
I can talk to you.
Well, seeing how's you're here.
Yeah.
Since I'm here, I can talk. Well, I mean, I like the title of your show tonight. I saw the press conference live yesterday with the girls, with the women who got abused by Epstein, and they're not talking about compiling their own list. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's going to be interesting.
I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yep.
I was momentarily in the camera trying to. I'm sorry. I just noticed in the chat somebody mentioned my shirt, and I forgot to call out at the beginning of the show. I got mail. I got mail in the form of this shirt. Yes, and did you see the shirt? Can you see it? Let me get the microphone.
What's hanging out of its mouth?
Yes, that's a cigarette. Yeah, that's him.
That's a stoned
That's
cat,
a ticket.
isn't it?
That's a stoned cat right there, and it's a grumpy looking. Yes, that came from Pauline Hall, bless her heart, and Mama Lois. I appreciate them so much. But yeah, that came. I got 2 of them. I'll be wearing the next one, which I really like the other one too. But this one was my attitude today. So, angry cat, stoned. So,
Angry.
Stoned cat.
I like your shirt, John. I really like it. It's cool.
I appreciate
That's cool.
that. Yeah, yes, yeah.
But what I was going to say is that I like the title of your show tonight because I watched the press conference with the victims yesterday, and I saw that the girls were talking about releasing their own list, Epstein list.
Yes.
And I think that's a good idea. I think it's gonna, Trump is not going to get away with this. He can try to distract as much as he wants to. But
I'm kind of enjoying the fact how the news right now is going back and showing what he said then and what he's saying now. Because when he was on the campaign trail, and even early when he got elected, he was all, we're going to release all the information.
I have to admit something. I got emotional when I saw the press conference.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't usually get emotional, but I cried a little bit. I thought I felt really, this case is so disgusting.
When you realize just how far back this went.
Yeah.
This has been
the
going
abuse
on
of power.
Yes.
The abuse of power and all these disgusting people. And I don't, as you said you made a rant about it yesterday about if Clinton is on that list, fuck him.
I don't give a shit who's on the list. I don't care who's on the list, whether you got an R or D, whether you're president, I don't care what you were. It's that old saying, 100 attaboys could be wiped out by one aw shit. And this is an aw shit moment. You don't escape this shit. I don't give a shit what you did before. Congratulations. You were a great president. You were a great guy. You cheated on your wife and you did it with underage women.
That's inexcusable. That's
inexcusable.
Unforgivable.
Inexcusable for anybody.
Yeah.
And there ain't a one of us out there don't know the truth. That we don't know in your head exactly what happened.
No,
but
we
Donald
know that
Trump's a big part of it too. So that's what
he was mentioned to yesterday on the press conference. And I love the fact that these girls, they are taking back the power now.
That's what it's about, and they hold it right now, and they need to wield it for themselves and for future victims.
And the brothers of the one who killed herself was there, and that was heartbreaking. I don't remember her name, the one who killed herself, but her brothers was there yesterday, and it was heartbreaking. It was
Virginia.
Virginia. Her brothers was there yesterday, and they spoke at the press conference, and it was just terrible. It made me cry. That made me cry. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It was I don't know how you. Yeah, it really was. It's a terrible case, and we need to bring everyone. We need to hold every single one of those fucking bastards accountable.
Every one of them.
You do.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Because if not, we're doing a disservice to ourselves, to our society, to our Justice Department, to everything.
Yeah, that was.
If we cannot follow this all the way through, then we've lost our moral compass.
Yeah. It should not be done.
Thousands of
victims,
indeed.
That guy, that Epstein guy was, he was just, he was a monster. There's no other way to describe him. He's a fucking monster,
No, that's what he is.
What a disgusting piece of shit,
Because he created a whole island for it,
Yeah,
that's why he had that island out there. Yeah, Yeah, he spent a whole lot of money setting this whole program up, this whole, deal. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's invite Uncle Fatty into the room. Uncle Fatty, how you doing? Uncle Fatty?
Uh-oh. Can't hear you.
Not lighting up, brother.
Fatty.
While we're waiting on Uncle Fatty, let me thank Lincoln, who came in with a $5 donation and said, I watched the whole presser while Trump was trashing the victims, calling it a hoax. Clots and prayers. Yeah, I think that pissed off a lot of people yesterday. It pissed me off. That's what my rant was about yesterday, was the fact that while, and I appreciated the news later on, showing the timeline of when somebody was speaking and when Donnie was running his mouth in the Oval Office. It was as one of the survivors was speaking. He's over there in the Oval Office saying it's a hoax. It's a Democratic hoax. He's calling these women liars.
It was a bipartisan press conference. Even MTG was there. I mean,
yeah.
So
yeah.
How can you say
good
it was
on
a Democratic hoax?
Good on her for
good
being
on her.
There.
Fuck that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I don't. Again, this extends over party lines.
It is. Yeah, and it seems to me that so he can't say this is a Democratic hoax when Republicans are outraged too. I mean, who were the one who was talking about this for the last few years? That was the Republicans. Even Trump ran on releasing the Epstein files. So what the fuck? I mean, he's done he's flipped 100.
He's done a 180-degree turn on this.
Yeah.
And we've seen that with his with Pam Bondi too. When she first got all the information, she supposedly said she had binders and binders. We got to tell it all, and all of a sudden nothing. Nothing. It's because they looked at the files and they found shit about Donnie. So all of a sudden it's like back up the bus.
Yeah.
Anyway, Uncle Fatty, are you there?
Every accusation is a confession, right?
Indeed. I
mean, it's that easy. It's just that easy. I mean, and we got to remember now, Ronald Reagan had the 11th commandment.
Thou shalt not speak bad of another Republican.
Exactly, and what this all comes down to is that tactic right there of thou shalt not speak any ill will about any other Republican.
Sorry.
What does that got to do with the Epstein thing?
Huh. Look at everybody covering up for him. What they
I get it. I understand.
Matt Gaetz, right? Same thing with Matt Gaetz. Same thing with and okay, sure. Thanks MTG for being there, but one advocate doesn't excuse the past 8 years of bullshit.
No, it doesn't.
Of course not. But
at least she's there, and at least she did make a point to have a Republican there, and we got.
They had two actually. They had two Republicans.
Yeah.
They had 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And there'll be more. There will be. There's going to have to be, and that's kind of the thing is they're realizing that their time is done, that it's time to really choose sides and hopefully avoid the Nuremberg trials that are going to be coming up, because they will be, because this shit ain't going to last. MAGA will die, and it will die a slow death.
I see it. I do. You combine everything that we've been, hearing in the news lately. Everything from what was it this morning I was talking about when he was running for, he's going to cut your electric bill in half, and they had a story on the news today about how the electric bills are rising faster than the inflation rate, so your bill is going up. Everything from that to the Epstein thing where he's saying release everything and we're going to get about everything that he has said. He's gone back on. He's just,
It's kind of like he was just a mouthpiece for the Heritage Foundation, and just whatever anybody wanted to hear.
We knew he was a consummate liar. It was everybody else who didn't believe it.
It's hard to tell my friends I told you so, but I'm telling them all straight to their face. I told you so.
Yeah.
What are you bitching about, bro?
How do you feel about your man now?
You guys called me crazy.
In the face in the face of these survivors from the Epstein scandal, you're sitting there talking about how it's a Democratic hoax, how what the hell? What the hell?
Would we spend something like $14 million for all the jet fuel and all the manpower to have that fly over for a fallen Polish airline pilot?
Yeah.
No, hey, it was just a golf weekend. What the hell?
Yeah, come on. I mean, the hypocrisy knows no bounds with these folks, and the louder we are to call it out is the only way that it's going to be changed. We've got to call everybody out at every chance we get.
But I like to add something to this, because there are they are missing, they need two more signatures to get.
Yeah.
So I encourage everybody to put pressure on your local Republican to co-sign that bill. I mean, harass them, send messages, make them, intimidate them, do whatever you can.
No.
Just like
don't get threatening over the mail. Just don't do that.
No, not like that. Don't incriminate
But tell
yourself.
them to stand up and do what's right.
Yeah, be firm. Be firm. I mean, I'm not saying you should incriminate yourself, but I mean, be firm. I mean, say that you need to sign this stuff. I'm in a constituent of you, and I want you.
Constituent, yeah.
And I want you to
that's
sign
who they
this
work for,
thing.
and that's what we have to remind our politicians of, that they work for the people. Things in Congress don't change until the American people make change. That's the way it's always worked. They are not threatened. They're going to do whatever they want, until whatever corporate America, whatever the big donor is paying them, that's the way they're going to go, unless their job is threatened. If they're not in that position, they don't get the money, they don't get the bribes, they don't get all the perks. If they're not in that office. So it's your voice, it's your decision. It's your congressman, your senator that keeps his job because he makes you happy. Not Donald, not Donnie Boy, not anybody. It's the American people. You got to remind these people who their constituents are. Let me take a minute to thank Gregory Brown, who came in with a $20 donation and said, I don't understand the stonewalling. There's only one way this turns out. The entire earth is watching. Yes, because this story involves more than just Americans. This story is going to be international. So watch that shit. And Lincoln came back with another $5 and said there were victims, there were trials, and people went to prison. That doesn't sound like a hoax to me. That's right. Yeah. There were trials. People went to prison. Ghislaine Maxwell, for one. Which still, everybody's a little pissed off at how that deal went. All of a sudden she ends up at a cushy camp down here in Texas instead of the prison that she should be in.
Yeah, their hands ran real deep. They had some deep pockets and old money.
Sometimes I feel that she really belongs on death row. I mean, fuck her, That's how I feel.
Yeah, man. I agree.
At the very least, she ought to be back in her prison serving her sentence. At the extreme least. But she's not. And she got preferential treatment. And the whole damn interview with her by the district attorney, or the district.
By Trump's lawyer.
By Trump's lawyer, yeah. That whole thing was it's bullshit. It was designed and set up to make sure that Donald Trump was cleared. That's the only outcome of that interview that they wanted.
Didn't she say that Trump was always a gentleman? Something like that.
Yes. She praised him. He was always a gentleman in her presence and all that shit. Yeah.
And
we all know better.
I completely understand why you're laughing, because it's laughing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is. It borders on comedy. Unfortunately,
how can he
it's
be a
real life.
gentleman? It borders on comedy. You have to laugh at this because you can't take it serious. I mean, she's just full of crap. The whole woman, she's full of crap. I mean, she's a convicted rapist. Why the fuck does anybody listen to her?
Because they can lie. They can lie.
Yeah, I understand. But I mean,
swear up and
how
down.
Can anybody...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see.
terrible.
Let's welcome Jess. Let's see if we can get Jess up here. He's had his hand up the whole time we're here. Ozzy, I'm going to get to you here in just a minute. I appreciate y'all being so nice and polite with each other's conversation here tonight. Don't want to have to whip out the ruler. Anyway, Jess, how are you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing good, guys. And I happen to also see the full Survivor press conference as well. And I just have, I'd like to rant for just a second, and then I have a question.
Go ahead.
I wish,
all yours.
Yeah, I wish that after the two flyovers, there were actually two distinctive flyovers. I wish one of them had said, you know, Mr. President, you can't silence us. Nothing will silence us. Because that was, you could tell that was very deliberate. And I think, I kind of was going through my mind that if anybody's seen Schindler's List, I feel that because some of the victims were talking about how Epstein had pictures of him and various famous people around the world, you know, world leaders, etc. And I kind of equate that he was setting himself up with different pictures, different times of just opportune times to take pictures with people because he was setting up a long game of being able to intimidate the witnesses by having them see him with whatever world leader, whatever powerful person, just to cement his ability to dominate them by them seeing pictures of, you know, oh my God, this guy's even more powerful than I imagine, and that just led them further to being silenced for decades. And I just have a question though. When I do believe that they will get the two other GOP people to sign the discharge petition, and it goes for the vote on the House floor. Does anybody know? Does it have to go then to the Senate to release the, or is that vote in the House?
I believe the House has the ability to release that information. I don't think.
Okay.
Unless I'm wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's just the House only.
And to hold their own hearings, as far as I'm understanding. But I'm going to look into that right now. That's
okay.
Yeah, check that out. You know,
yeah, because I was
probably some committee on it or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know,
yeah, I was just curious because I could just imagine, someone just gunking up the works in the Senate because they're wanting to, continue to protect the orange blob.
Jeff Jolly Rock is on the list.
But to go back to the other thing you mentioned about the pictures, him taking pictures with everyone, I don't think that was to silence any victims. I think that was
to brag.
Well, it was partly that and partly his own version of blackmailing. Look what I have of you with me.
Yeah.
Don't get me in trouble.
Well, I agree. I could see him, I could see how he would use those. The victims would see that and feel that he's even more powerful than they imagine because he knows he's connected to all these wealthy and individuals and
when you're young
leaders.
and female, all you have to do is be male and you're intimidated. You don't have to be any particular person or, anything like that. That's it.
Okay. Well, I guess I was wrong. Okay.
In general. I'm sure through the years, having the people with power there knowing, I think it was more feeling like nothing was ever going to happen because of it.
Right.
Because they weren't being heard. Well, now we hear them. Now we see them. Now we can help them. I hope.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Damn it. There it is. Talking about this case with Epstein and everything, you wonder just how far this stretches, how where this goes, and I'm not, I don't want to. It's in the chat, so I assume it's okay to talk about. But one of our own Blue Dot family members in this family was trafficked by Trump, Epstein and Maxwell, and Epstein and Maxwell were part of that. Shawnee Lazor, a PhD, and I'm not going to go. She got other letters behind her name too. Reminded me that she was a victim. So that's how far this can travel, and that it would reach even our group. It is. Jeanette Miller said this is worldwide. It is. It is. Damn. All right, y'all are being so polite. Nobody's speaking. See?
Well, it's just such a
it's just
a down subject. I mean, it's a hard subject, and it just makes you
it is a heavy subject, and but it's not going to go away until we solve it, until we bring this to a closure.
And we can't avoid it. We need to keep it out there, no matter how painful it is to think about or talk about. We got to do it.
And I think that's exactly what's going to happen, because I don't think the survivors are going to turn this loose. I think they see the power they have in this moment.
Yeah.
I do. I think they do. And they hold a lot of it.
Yep.
So, anyway.
They deserve to have their voice heard.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And just one last thought, just regarding the HHS hearing. I think it's just my opinion that Donnie so badly wants to take full credit of Warp Drive, and as Senator Cassidy said, he wants to get that, but he needs the cranks. Yeah, but he needs the cranks, the weirdos, and the vaccine deniers, because that's who is basically in his administration. So he's on this tightrope that he can't fully accept the Warp Drive and get his nomination if that's what he wants, and he can't completely deny that it didn't work, because I just think he's trying to balance himself that he can't, as opposed to anyone who decides that I think there should be a quarantine for anyone coming out of Florida come tomorrow.
Yeah, well,
they're deciding
see where the Florida state is going to not require vaccines anymore for any vaccines. Any vaccines. That's how far stupidity can really put a kink in this whole country of ours when it comes to healthcare. If we don't believe in the science that is proven to save lives, then we're gonna throw it all away on the whim of some crackpot. It defies logic. It really does. It really does. The damage that this man has already done to DHS. Done fired all the employees, the people, the scientists, and the doctors and everything that worked on vaccines and whatnot. Fired them all. Replaced them with guys he knows. It's pitiful. Hello, Dave.
Hi, man. I don't know how long I've got, guys. How are you? I've got a little jumper on the way in. It's been hit by a car, so I don't know how long I've got to hang around. The couple of quick points I'll make. One big thing that we've got to think about is that if they had done their job back in 2003 or 2002 or whatever, 1999, if all these guys had done their job when they first had the victims come in and make their complaints. But somewhere up the pipeline, obviously, these complaints got pulled or killed or whatever. It'd be interesting to know who the person was, how far up the pipeline it went before it was pulled out of the system and made to disappear. I don't think I think it went all the way to the top. and I think that the whole file was just made to disappear because of the powerful people involved. But these girls have had no communication from the government or any legal department of the government since they made their complaints, or since they've been
Don't you find that quite odd?
Well, yes, I find it very odd. I mean, they've asked to reopen the investigation. No, because it would be tainted, because the people doing the investigation would be tainted people. They talk about a list. The list currently exists. It's open. I don't know how we get to see it, but they're called wire transfers, and there's $1.2 billion worth of wire transfers between Epstein and a multiple amount of very wealthy people. There's your customers, and that's a list, at least a list of potential offenders.
Right.
Not saying they're all offenders, but there would be hundreds of people on that list of wire transfers.
There's reason to question the reason for those transfers.
Yes.
Right. So, the elephant's in the room, but no one's talking about this elephant. And no one seems to be taking it any further, which is a worry. But, we've covered these poor women to the point of we don't want to make them a burden on their minds, but certainly the whole legal system should be a burden on every American's mind, because we don't know who is in the game for the right reasons and who's in the game for the wrong reasons. And it's going to take, as you and I said, John, a while ago, I don't know how many shows it was, that I don't know how many people are in the family in our age group, but this is going to take, we're not going to be around while this is all being investigated. It's going to take years to make things right.
Decades.
And potentially charge the right people.
They got to follow the money.
It's going to be a long, tedious investigation. If indeed there...
It doesn't have to be, but it will be.
No, but it will be. It will be because of the players.
When you get people like Donnie, I mean, we don't realize this, but in the background, the Trump organization or the GOP or Don himself has got hundreds of cases before the court, people suing him for these executive order things he's been doing. Now,
he's not faring too well in the courts either.
He's tying up the courts, John.
He's lost a couple of court cases lately.
Yeah.
Actually.
But a loss or win doesn't matter. He's tying up the courts. So if you were to put a case against Donald Trump today, you may be told potentially that yes, in about 8-9 years, you may be in front of a bench or a judge to plead your case because of he's tied the courts up so much.
It's extremely. I mean, the legal system is slow. I mean,
it is that way, anyways. It takes for civil cases. It takes on average between 2 to 3 years.
Wheels of justice turns very slow.
Yeah.
If you have money,
and
they'll go at a creep.
One other thing that worries me at the moment is that Donnie committed a murderous act, I'll call it, when he's just killed 11 people, innocent people, in international waters on a slow-moving, non-dangerous vessel.
That could have been intercepted.
Correct.
I didn't hear that.
The only, only option available with that boat, and according to international law, that was an act of war.
Yep.
That was an
That's
attack.
what they're calling it, John.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Yelly, you didn't know about that?
No, I haven't heard about that. No.
It was a Venezuelan boat, as far as I know, with the
okay. Yeah,
Yes.
I haven't heard it. They haven't covered that in Norwegian press, so I haven't really paid attention to the Venezuelan thing. I think, but I heard that he's talking about going to war with Venezuela. But
he was very quick in releasing that video.
He was.
Yeah, and that was on purpose.
It was a murder.
So
He
that's
wasn't-
murder, isn't it? You can call it murder. I mean, he assassinated these people, didn't he?
Well, Yelly, when the boat's
We-
traveling around about 7 or 8 knots,
Yeah.
and it identifies on the what do they call that, John? The tracking system that planes also have. This boat
LiDAR.
had that. What was that?
LiDAR, LiDAR.
Well, yeah, it's a radar, but it's an identification thing that planes have. It's the same for boats these days.
Your
That
transponder.
someone can.
There was no need
Yeah,
to shoot to kill them, right?
No, they could have put the Coast Guard on alongside and boarded that boat
They
quite
had them
easily.
on camera. They knew right where they
Yeah.
were. They could have had
Did
another
anybody of
boat
you
intercept
watch?
them.
Did any of you see the last episode of South Park? Because that's very interesting. Because Satan is pregnant with Trump.
Hey. Some of us can't watch it until this evening. I don't have Comedy
I'm
Central.
sorry,
up.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
so
I just-
no,
yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I understand it was a great show. I got the
Alert.
gist of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but evidently Trump is fucking Satan.
Yeah.
That's the gist I heard. That's the. I
That was
can't
the
wait.
whole episode.
I can't
He's
wait to
fucking
see
Satan.
it. Yeah. It's,
Now, guys, before I potentially have to take off, the EU and 26 countries have pledged troops to Ukraine. Now, this is the big decider here, in my opinion, that will Trump go to war with for Russia or with Russia? Because when those
I can
troops
answer
start
that question.
landing, what's Russia going to do? Then what's Trump going to do? Now, Trump has the call. He could make World War III a real thing, or he could say, no, we've got to support what's right and shut it down within a week with all these countries. Russia would not, seriously, he's not going to launch a nuke. And even if he did launch a nuke, these guys can knock him out of the sky within seconds of being launched.
Let's hope.
There won't be any
Let's hope.
troops to send because he's too busy sending troops against
Yeah,
Americans.
to Chicago and
Yeah.
whatever
Well,
else
those-
he decides.
Your expensive garden service that these guys are out there doing
never mind.
gardening.
No, but
The
Yeah.
troops doing gardening.
Yeah, the
Give me a
morale
break.
amongst
Come on,
the
guys.
National Guard in D.C. is rapidly falling. Yeah, I saw that story. And what do you expect? These guys, they've been called up on deployment. All right, these people have a life. They have a family. They have kids and all that shit. They're called up for national emergencies. And in the case of war, they get called up for active duty. That's what their job is. And now we have them walking around D.C. picking up trash while they're away from their families.
As a former,
I have one thing to say about the EU promising troops to the Ukraine. We don't need help from Trump, because we can deal with Russia on our own. I mean, Finland has 900,000 troops.
Well, let's hope that's true, but that doesn't negate the fact that this whole thing with Ukraine is an embarrassment to the United States ever since Trump came in because his relationship with Putin. And we see the result of that. Putin came over to Alaska. They had a big dog and pony show, which meant nothing. And then what does Putin do? He's running over and he has this big. He meets with President Xi and Modi, and he throw in Kim Jong-un. Baby, it's what do you think they're doing? They're making deals, baby. Because
but I'm kind of happy that, as a European, I'm kind of happy that we are stepping up to help Ukraine.
It's not just the Europeans, Jelly. It's not just Europeans, Jelly. It's also, the 26 countries, we're talking about, obviously, European countries, and we're also now talking about Commonwealth countries, which is Australia and a lot of Asia and New Zealand.
Canada is helping them with
Canada is a good army, yes. So it's a very powerful force. Collectively, it's a very powerful force. You're right.
And
we don't need America. But America could make it. America could make it short. It could be very short if America steps in and says, no, Russia, stop now.
But I have a question
And they
for
would.
Josh.
If the Republicans wouldn't have bowed down to this bullshit, it would have been done during the Biden administration. This would have been over.
Yeah, but I
years ago.
have a question for Josh because he lives in Sweden, and I don't know. Has Sweden made any plans to go into the Ukraine? Because I haven't heard anything about that. But I mean, I was just wondering, since you're living in Sweden, you're paying attention to Sweden
Yes,
news.
they are planning a small contingent for mostly medical, combat medics, etc.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. As a former Chicagoan, I hope that these troops that they're sending are going to bring their snow shovels.
Yeah.
Because I can see them on a de-snowification mission, Operation De-snowification.
I understand that, but I mean, it's just that Europe is we don't want. I mean, it's not. Yeah, we're standing up to this asshole and Putin. I mean, we're like.
Glad somebody is.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody is, because our president doesn't. I'm not saying the United States, because I don't care. You know, it's our president that has a failure of leadership in this, a failure to you know.
But I want to know. I want to know what this. I want to know what this tweet that he sends out, that he's congratulating all these leaders in China, but then he says you're conspiring against us.
He's trying to be sarcastic. I want to give my best to all you world leaders over there trying to fuck us over, you know, that kind of thing. That's what he was doing there.
Well, he's isolating America.
He wishes he could be there with the other dictators.
He's at the kids' table, and they're at the adult table.
Check out the open mics that were caught when all those guys were together. There's some pretty
interesting. Yes.
They want to be around forever, don't they?
So many.
I mean, shit, they think they're God.
You know, they have this opinion of themselves of being so far above the average person. Like they are making decisions that can kill thousands of people or make thousands of people's lives a lot easier. And they choose to kill or to make it harder for people. We didn't put them there for that. No one was elected to say, yeah, you know, kill 1,000 or 2,000 people like the Gaza thing. I know that in Israel, that those people are protesting against their government, what they're doing in Gaza. Big time. As big as American protest is happening in Israel. Good on them. Thank you very much. Because democracy is under threat. And the other person under threat, John, at the moment? That lady that holds the scales. What's she called? That holds
Lady
the
Justice.
big statue.
Yes, Lady.
Right.
Oh, the Statue of Liberty. Yeah.
All under abuse. All being abused.
Oh no, yeah, no. The statue of the Lady of Justice.
Lady Justice. She comes around in Libra season at the end of September, and right now, we're in the justification period where we have to get our affairs in order, right? And later in September, Lady Justice will come to weigh our heart against our soul, and if they're not balanced, well, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
And doesn't it seem like every September for the past 17, 18 years, something's gone crazy in the Trump world in September? Yeah.
What, the full moon?
Yes.
Is there a full moon?
It's just
every damn day.
It's the astrological signs, you know, of what you're born under, and they each have a month. Late September to late October is Libra.
I've heard that astrologically he's pretty bad. He's in bad shape right now. Yeah. I mean, he's like, he has the worst fucking astrological stars right now. So
yeah, well, let's
he's
get
in
the
for a
stars
hell
to
ride.
working. Hey, let me take a few minutes here.
Stuff lined up, and it's pretty weird for sure.
Let me send out a few thank yous to Elfany, who came in with a $10 donation and said, "Are you paying attention to ZapPad 2025? Yesterday, Poland announced their own military exercise at the same time. Starts in a week and a half. It's going to be an interesting month."
Yeah, Russia's in for a fight, John.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. because you know that this ain't going to stop. He's not going to stop with just Ukraine. I think he's got an eye for the Baltic states.
Can I
next
can I
up.
add something about Russia? They made threats to Norway. Did I tell you that, John?
No.
No, they made threats to Norway because we have an island called Svalbard. It's up north. It's actually almost up with on the North Pole, and
Right.
they have there are some Russian settlements there, but the island is owned by Norway. It's like so
And they're
they
gonna
want to have
challenge
more
that?
control, and
Yeah.
they're like threatening us now because we're like they want to take over that island, and they're like
Russians
threatening us
feeling
with-
emboldened right now,
yeah.
you know, and I'm sure so is China. You know,
Oh yeah.
throw in Kim Jong Un over in North Korea too. Hey, let me
Yeah.
continue on. Let me thank Alan Roberts, who came in with $5 Canadian and said, "Did you hear Donnie is planning to send the National Guard?" Yes, from Texas to Chicago, because my governor is a dick. That's why, and he can't wait to
on
please
wheels.
Donnie. And
Let him come.
Mark, our
Let 'em
Blue Dot
come.
reader, came in with $5 and said, Penny would like to hear our song, John, and so would everybody else. So without a further ado,
I just need you to shut the fuck up, cause nobody asked you, bitch. I need you to shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
love
Shut
it.
the fuck up, bitch. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up.
oh yeah, yeah, no, see, that's the problem right there. You listen to it once and it's just not enough. You just have to, because I'm just getting into the swing of it when it ends,
I need
man.
you to shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
And I need to shut up while it plays.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow.
I should have that as my ringtone. I really should.
Now I've got to go, guys, but I just want to say one thing before I go. What pisses me off at the moment, what I have noticed in the last 3 or 4 press conferences Donny has held, mainly all I've noticed sitting down. If you notice this, he's not standing up
Yeah.
at the conferences. When he says things like, "No one's asked me about how great of job
Yeah.
we've done the last 7 months and what we've achieved," and
Yeah.
no one says no one says, "What have you achieved? What have you done?" They let him get away with saying it. That's the big problem. So I'm based
Yeah.
on that, guys. I've got to go
right,
because
Dave.
my little pet's here.
Take
So
care of
I'll
that
catch you
little
later.
Roo,
Thanks
buddy.
for having me. All right, buddy. See you guys.
All
Take
right.
care of
See you-
yourself,
see you,
Dave. I
Dave.
appreciate
Take
you,
care.
brother.
Take care.
And there's a good reason to be bailing on us is because he does. He takes care of injured animals, and I really appreciate Dave for that.
But he made a good point. Why isn't the fucking journalist in the room with him? Why aren't they screaming questions at him? Why aren't they
Because
shouting?
nowadays, it's very selective what journalists are in that room.
And
Yeah.
They've curtailed. Every day it changes, but the White House has a list of who's allowed in that room and who's not.
Yeah.
And so a
But
lot of
just to
what
me-
you hear lately is just bullshit coming from, gee, Mr. President, your hair looks great today, or whatever the fuck.
It's
Some
laughable.
bullshit.
I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Fuck.
But
Yeah.
even the media that was with at Pritzker's, they kept asking him, why haven't you called the president? Why haven't you called the president? I mean, that's their continual lines is, why haven't you called the president? And he's like, I'm not going to call him. I'm not going to beg him.
All right. Yeah.
Calling for
Because
what?
because Pritzker is the governor of Illinois, and Pritzker said that Donnie wants him to call him to say, please, Mr. President,
Please, Mr.
send
President,
troops
come
to-
help us.
yeah, come help us. But he says he's not going to do that because he's not going to. Donnie knows he's going to get sued in court.
Well,
He doesn't need any help
I
in
think
there
that's where
But-
the whole
but-
thing that came up with
but-
New Orleans is. I think
Right.
that's a sidetrack because he knows he's going to run into shit in Chicago. That might not happen. As far as we know, it's still full steam ahead on it. But I think that's why he brought up New Orleans, because there's a Republican governor down there who will invite him down into New Orleans.
That's
But New
exactly.
Orleans has a Democratic mayor.
Yeah, but they don't need the mayor. But the issue that Pritzker was making is, if he says, "Come here, please, Mr. President," then when Donnie gets sued, Donnie's lawyers can say, "No, it's legal because we were invited."
We were invited in
by the governor.
By the governor.
And
which is the way it's supposed to work.
Right.
Yeah.
And
that's the way the National Guard works.
Right.
But with Donnie, no, Donnie feels like the National Guard is his personal police department. Yep. That's what he thinks that he can do. That he can just order the National Guard to any American city for any reason. Yep. I guess from crime control to trash control. Yep. Whatever the glorious leader decides. And therein lies the problem with having a glorious leader.
Well, guys, I'm going to jump off to make room for other guys to come on up.
Well, Jess, I appreciate you coming by.
Oh, thank you, John, for bringing me up, and I'll see you guys next time.
You will be here,
see you later, Josh.
See you guys.
Take care of yourself.
Take care. You too.
Now, I am going to. I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen this name come up in the.
Yes,
in
you
the
have.
Have I? I'm glad one of us has a memory.
We've talked to Adrenaline Rush quite a bit.
Well,
if
thanks.
he'll push his button and come on up.
If he'll come up.
To answer Dave's question there, Donnie's whole excuse for everything, right, is his whole shtick about there being a hoax. Right, this is all a hoax. Why is all of this? It's because they only are coming after him to distract away from all the good that he's done in the past.
Oh, that's it.
Long,
yes.
That's
the whole.
Right?
Yeah.
It could be 3 years. It could be 7 months. Whenever he's saying it, that's the whole point of the whole hoax. And why they're coming after him is they just want to bury all the good things.
All the good things. Everything that's good going on. We're the hottest country in the world and all that shit. Yeah. While they're, you go to the
all
store.
Good things.
There ain't nobody being fooled by this shit. We all go to the store. It's costing more.
But it's about the me statement. It's about the, it's about the implied everything about the me of it is that he's the biggest narcissist ever. Okay.
Ever.
And narcissists cannot go without being given credit for shit. Right. And if they don't get credit, they actually make statements like this. Right. Yeah. Of, well, nobody's showing my hand. It's like the bragging about doing good things is not doing good things. Right. When you're going out there and serving the public.
If you're doing good things, you don't have to toot your own horn.
You don't have to. And when you do, it nullifies the whole situation. And good people know this.
It cheapens it.
Yep.
But Republicans use it as their advantage, as their tactic.
But that's who Donnie is. He's a cheap clown in a business suit.
He doesn't give a shit if he's cheap in something. He's bastardized the whole fucking presidency.
What do they call those guys in the military? Don't they call them something like a blowhard?
Yeah. Yeah.
When they blow their own horn so loud that everybody has to hear it?
Yep. That's who he is.
We're not surprised.
That's who our president is.
That's
besides a lying sack of shit, a draft dodger, a convicted felon, a sexual abuser, you name it. That's what this guy is.
Don't you have anything negative to say about him, John?
Not a thing. Not a thing. Hello, Sioux Warrior.
Only.
What's up, Sue?
How you doing, John?
I'm doing fine, brother. How are you?
Great. Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you real good, as a matter of fact.
Is it clear? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
My wife gave me a set of headphones that I hate. But
there you go.
The mic's right by my mouth. I finally found where the mic was.
There you go. Well, you sound good, brother.
Off.
You sound good.
I was going to tell you to play the song, but damn it, it already got taken.
Well,
but you can do it again.
What am I going to do? Man, ask for it. Yeah,
Got to take requests.
Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, bow, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, bow, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, bow.
And there it is.
Thank you, sir.
Sue.
You're
you
wonderful.
Bet. We aim to please, buddy.
All right. Hey, let me ask you a question. Anybody heard from Roland?
From
What?
From Roland
Roland.
Oh, Roman?
in Ukraine.
Oh,
Roman.
I heard from him. Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He's okay.
I
That's
thought
cool.
he was in the
'Cause-
audience earlier today. He didn't have his hand up, but I think he was in there, if I
Might have
remember
popped in.
correctly.
See, I
So
can't
he's,
watch.
Yeah, he's still.
Okay, I can't watch YouTube and I can't watch this at the same time because I'm on a tablet and I'm stupid.
Yeah, I can relate, brother.
It's whatever. I know, Uncle Fatty. I accepted your invitation.
buddy.
I'll get with you.
sure.
I was trying to change my from this.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell this icon is,
Ah,
but it's
Yeah.
what pops up, and I just left it alone. I tried to find it, but yeah, it looks like I have to pay
It's
to
very
change it
deep.
or something. But
That's very deep in
No.
the system. Right? You got to hit like 8 buttons to get there.
yeah, and I can't get it, so I'll get with you and we'll figure that out. But hey, guys, I've told you about this Ukraine war stuff, and I've been watching this for a very long time. Seriously, extremely long, since the 40-mile long convoy, and before that, when they said, "Hey, they're coming in," it's okay, we're good. Yeah, well, whatever. Here we are, 3.5 years later, and look what's going on. Look at that meeting in Beijing. Okay.
yeah,
There's a lot to that.
There's a
Look
lot
who was
to that.
all look who was all there.
yes.
You had Putin,
Who
you
brought his
had
daughter?
Xi, you had Kim Jong Un, you had Kim Jong Un's daughter, you had Uncle Luka from Belarus off there to the side, wiping his head because he was sweating walking up the ramp or the steps or whatever the hell it was. There was a whole pile of people, and I didn't see Modi. I stopped it and I paused it. I didn't
Yeah.
see Modi, but I know he was there because
Yeah, he
there
was
was conversations with that. Let me tell you what, guys, and I don't want to be a reigning,
Yeah.
but let me tell you what, this clown, this, our almighty, has anybody ever seen the Teletubbies?
there. Yeah.
Yep.
The little children thing where the little
Yeah.
goofy things are flopping around on the grass.
Right.
Yeah,
Never
remember
seen
the
Teletubbies.
remember the sun?
Oh yeah.
Remember there was a baby in the sun?
Baby face.
Yeah. Who does that fit? And those Teletubbies are maggots. I heard that because everybody said Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, and whatever the hell the other lady was, the one that broke her arm with a handshake.
Nancy Mace.
Mace. She cried away and all that. I heard that she didn't sign it. She has refused to sign on. Now, has she done it? I don't know.
No, she's made.
She had signed it yesterday, but I mean, she put up a post today where she kind of exonerated Trump and
Exactly. Okay.
But she hasn't rescinded her signature because that's still on.
Doug.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have erasers for Sharpies.
No, but I mean, I'm just saying that she
Right.
hasn't removed her signature.
Right, but I hope that's the truth. I
That's what I
seriously
heard.
do.
Anyway. That's what I
Okay.
heard.
Well, I hope that's cool. But what I've been seeing
Did
and
you
what's
see the
going
press
on,
conference, by the way? Did you see the
Oh,
press
yeah.
conference?
Yeah.
yesterday?
but it was
I mean,
only
did
Marjorie
you
Taylor
get-
Greene. I didn't see anybody else.
No,
Nothing.
but I mean, did you?
I
did
didn't
you
see the other
girls?
two.
Did
Yeah,
you
I
see
saw the
girls
girls,
talk?
and I saw the flyover, and I saw
That
that.
was I was so emotional when
Yeah,
I
the
saw that.
flyover was.
What
Yeah.
was that? The flyover.
Donnie being an asshole. What do you want to know?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Donnie being an
Pretty-
asshole.
I'm sure that was probably ordered by Donnie. Just
it was,
to be a
it was
prick.
for a fallen Polish pilot that had gone down a couple days before. I forget the guy's name right now.
Right.
He had
Yeah,
the
that's
full,
what they said.
that,
Yeah, that's
with the
that's
EU
what they
block.
said.
took the time to walk out there, and he had to point up in the air and say, "Look at those nice jet planes." Fucking douchebag.
Well, they're pretty. But
I mean,
has anybody
scream guilty? What does? If that doesn't scream, I'm guilty, that you can't even blow a horn hard enough to silence. You got to get a fucking pack of jet planes. What a
Yep.
piece of
He's pretty desperate. He's going to turn more desperate. So yeah, that's something we have to be careful of too, because the more of this Epstein thing that gets close to him, the more he's gonna try to create distractions.
And that's why we know he is going into Chicago. That's why we know he is going into New Orleans, because he already said it. And if there's one thing that he ain't gonna leak, he's not gonna go back on anything that he said ever. He never has. Why would he do it now?
Why would he do it now?
That would be
yes, I think he's going to send
wouldn't
troops into New Orleans, and I'm not too sure he's going to send them into Chicago now. This was his week. He was supposed to do that this week. Tomorrow's Friday. He ain't made his move yet, because I think of the threat from Governor Fitzer. I think he's going to send troops into New Orleans, and I'm not too sure he's going to send them into Chicago now. This was his week. He was supposed to do that this week. Tomorrow's Friday. He ain't made his move yet, because I think of the threat from Governor Fitzer.
True enough, and to answer Yelly's question from earlier, what do I think? Or maybe it was, I think it was Jess. What do I think Trump's going to? He's going to 2 weeks it.
Yeah.
2
weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks will come by, and he'll 2 weeks it again, or something else will come up. But that's the typical move we can expect.
But does anybody know what's going on over in Europe? I'm sure Yellyman does, but there's
no, bro. No.
Well, there's a force building up. They're planning on doing a so-called training exercise that's about a mile away from the Lithuanian border, right off the Suwalki Gap, and that Suwalki Gap.
Russia?
Yeah. And from
I never heard that. I didn't hear
it.
It's
happened from Belarus. There's 100 to 115,000 troops that are massing for this that is supposed to kick off in September. And while they're listing it as a training exercise, the main thing they need to do is cut off that Suwalki Gap to Kaliningrad, because that will cut off the Baltics. Now, where do I get my information? You're going to ask me that. And John, this is your show. I will not promote another channel unless you give me permission. And I'm not going to promote it, but I can tell you where it's coming from. Okay? It's just the one I watch. And
no, that's fine. You can mention who it is that you watch. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
It's the Enforcer channel.
The Enforcer.
Okay. Yep. Never heard of them.
I'm not familiar with it.
No.
They broadcast every night live on Tuesday through Sunday, and they take Monday off. And they are doing this for a living. It's two brothers.
Okay.
And I can tell you who the hot dog Ben is if you ever want to know, because it's going to come up if you watch it. And they refuse to mention this guy's name, but I know who it is. I did my research. I always do my research. Just like they do.
We should all do.
Yeah, they have. Who was the guy? He was a 4-star general. He left. He was the head of the CIA. Anybody remember? I can't remember offhand.
What time are you talking about?
What time frame were you talking about?
Oh God. Trump's first administration.
But back to your point, I'm just gonna mention something. If he wants to take the Balkans, but the problem for Putin is that the Balkans are members of NATO. So if he does that, it's going to be World War III.
It's going to test NATO's resolve. An attack
no,
on
but NATO
one,
is going to. I mean, NATO is going to attack. It's going to be Article 5. It's going to be fucking
NATO
war
will defend a NATO country.
How's that make you feel?
That's the deal.
And if he tries to
invade the Baltic states, that's what's going to kick it off.
I feel pretty good about that because I would even enlist and go to war to defend my own fucking country. I wouldn't
There
hesitate.
you go.
I would too if I could.
You know,
Good.
I served in the Navy, and I'm ready to fight these bastards. If they attack me, bring it on. That's my attitude.
Okay.
Bring it on.
That's the attitude you're going to need. Hey, let me send out a thank you to Alan Roberts, who came in with $20 Canadian and said, from what I heard, they need 2 more Republicans to get their Epstein bill to go through the House. After that, it has to go to the Senate. Then it goes to Donnie to be vetoed. Publicity is the only result. I don't know how that works.
Let him
Alan,
veto it.
thank you.
Let him veto it.
Yeah, if it goes through the House, if the House, I didn't know if it had to go through the Senate. That was the question I had. So Alan, maybe you answered that for me. I don't think Donnie would be able to veto it. That's the problem I'm having with it. If Congress, that's what we have to remember. There's 3 separate, arms of government here. Three different. You know what I'm talking about anyway. Tongue tied.
Branches.
That would be I don't think he could veto that. I'm not sure. I'm talking out my butt right now because I can't think.
No, John. As long as he has ink in the Sharpie, he can veto that. I guarantee you, it's a Sharpie veto. He don't care. Yeah. He does not care anymore. That's the problem, and he's going to get us into a war.
Have to go to the court.
You just saw.
That would end up in the court.
Who walked up those? Yeah, it'll end up in the court.
It would end up in the court. And he has a favorable court. Who would write some bullshit jumbo to justify.
You still got these assholes. You still got these guys walking side by side with all his followers in Beijing, China, after he's put all these damn tariffs on it. Hell, we had India. They were actually on our side.
Yes.
When they said, no, we're not going to stop buying oil until
they might take another attitude. That's what Donnie's done. He has opened up he killed us. The possibility of increasing trade between China, Russia, and India, and whatever North Korea's got. I don't know. They're just in there for shits and giggles to puff up too.
But they're all nuclear armed.
Yes, they are.
That's important.
They are.
They're all nuclear armed. Every single one of them.
It's a no-win game, and everybody knows it.
No, and once they have that technology, you cannot take it away from them. You can blow up their nukes, but if they survive, they still have the technology. They know how to do it. All it takes is a delivery system. That's 100% true. And Iran, they don't even know if they got the damn things or not. How much did that cost?
That's a dangerous game.
Seriously, this guy is a
game.
This guy's a nut. And I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but I'll tell you what, if oh my Christ, this is, we can talk about this Epstein, talk about a deterrent, put us at war.
Yeah,
right. I mean, who
talk about a diversion. Talk about a diversion. Is he willing to go that far to divert from the Epstein case? And no, I don't put that past him.
No,
but it wouldn't be with Russia. It wouldn't be with Russia. He's not going to do a damn thing to Russia.
No,
Donnie.
It wouldn't be with Russia, which it scares me. But who was sitting?
Venezuela sounds like sounds more likely to me.
Venezuela is going to be our next Vietnam. It looks like, if Donnie has his way.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you a question. When all this was going on, you saw him talking in the White House on the side of the. He was sitting in one chair. Who was sitting in the other chair? Anybody know?
It was just when he was talking about the
whatever it was.
The hoax.
Yeah. Who was sitting in the White House?
That was
on the other side of the fireplace.
Yeah, President somebody from somewhere.
From Poland.
Oh, it was indeed the Polish president.
And if he asked for troops to come to Poland, I will go. Which shows that he is now opposing these what just happened in Beijing. So we got a problem. We got a problem.
We have a lot of problems.
He
We have a lot of
Pete
problems.
Hegseth for the military to prepare for war on Fox News.
Yep.
He
And
told them that.
To get ready to start turning in their guns too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they're going to start with the transgender people. They're going to start with right there.
Wait till the
guns away
megas.
from
Wait till the megas have to turn in their guns.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see how they feel about that. That'll turn.
Because you got to disarm. Okay. If you're going to be a dictator, you got to disarm.
You got to disarm. Yeah. Keep the people from rising up against you and a bunch of pissed off maggots. Hey, we're going to wrap it up for the evening. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I want to thank Aussie Dave for coming in earlier and somebody else. Shit. Who?
Just came in.
Just Coggins. Yes, Just Coggins. I appreciate that, young man. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. I want to thank everybody that comes in and makes this show possible, though. But Sioux Warrior, thank you for coming in, brother. We appreciate your voice. Don't forget where we're at.
Always.
Well, I just look at the background. That's what you got to worry about. Is what's going on behind the scenes.
Worry about.
And we don't. You're not going to watch that on any news channel because it just doesn't come.
I think we have to be prepared for a lot of shit, my friend. A lot of shit.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No, it's not good. It's not
God,
good.
I love you.
Anyway,
guys.
Sioux Warrior, thank you for coming in, brother.
Much love.
Thank you.
And Yelly Man.
I was surprised to see you pull me today, but I mean that was okay.
Yeah. It wasn't intentional,
Happy
but
accident.
it worked out well. So.
Yeah, I'm always. If you want to talk to me, I'm there. It's okay.
I know you're always available, buddy. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right.
I appreciate the voice from outside.
Yeah, it's a global show, so I mean, you have a global family, which is
Not me.
Family.
We have a global family.
Yeah.
And
but you are the
means
creator, so.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just the guy behind the mic. All right, Yelly Man, take care of yourself.
All right.
All
you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Uncle Fatty.
Chalk it up to fate, I guess.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you coming in, brother. You always bring stuff to the table.
I appreciate you opening the table, my friend. I really do. It's a pretty special thing on the YouTube to find these days, and man, this is a great family, great community. Before I tell everybody to smack that like button and ring that bell and sub up, get on the Discord, get on the Patreon. You can get your name in the
right there. Go and buy in the names.
Right there.
Right there. You can see your name go by.
I will say, do your own research and search what is the link between Peter Thiel and Jeffrey Epstein.
Peter Thiel.
And then start thinking about things in a little bit different way, because when there's millions and millions of dollars going from the Thiel Foundation, and the biggest asset right now that is held by the Epstein estate is $140 million.
That's a chunk.
Asset. Where does that investment come from?
Yeah.
There's this whole thing is a lot deeper than folks think, and it's going to be played out for a long time. But we've got to stay active on this.
I think it's going to be in the news for a while, and it needs to be front and center
every day. We can't let one day go by without these gals having their justice and they're just
new. It needs to stay in the public domain, in the public view. It needs to. Anyway, Patty, take care of yourself. I appreciate it.
Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you ring that bell and do all that good stuff.
Do all that good shit. Patty, thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Miss Chick.
And Miss Chick.
And John.
That was better.
Yeah.
There was no brawl.
No brawling. That's good.
That's good.
I didn't hear a single belch, so that's good too.
There you go. Boy, howdy.
No
good conversation though.
I'm not going to ask if anybody scratched anything. I just don't want to know.
Keep that to yourself. Anyway,
yeah.
You got anything you want to remind us of? Huh?
I do, actually.
Right.
This Saturday, September
This Saturday.
6th. We are all DC is having a march, 11
I
a.m.
saw
at
that.
Malcolm X Park. If you're in DC, going to be in DC on Saturday, join them.
Be there.
Be
Be
there.
there. If you're going to be in D.C., yeah, it won't be hard to find that crowd. Be a part of it. And if
Malcolm X Park.
Check your
Look it up.
local area, because there's protests going on, little ones, all the time. People are not happy, baby, and the more they're not happy, the more they're going to stand up. So check your local area and see if there's any activities going on around your place that you could participate in. Because it does. You walk away feeling a whole lot better. You feel like you've been participating in this whole democracy thing. You know, it makes you feel good when you do. But anyway, outside of that,
I lost the other note. I moved my papers around earlier, and
I would rather have papers.
We'll get back to that. It's the next big No Kings thing that I mentioned the other day. Yeah, it's on the 18th.
On the 18th. Yeah, we're gonna have a button for that one. We're gonna have a button for that one.
Yeah, but I don't.
Supposed to have a button.
Anyways, I'll have to get back to that because I can't remember if it was this month or next month.
I think it's this month. I think.
Oh
wait, no, it might be October.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
now you
the part
got
I
me
can't
questioning.
remember. Too many dates in my head.
We'll get the date right. We'll find out.
We'll find it. We'll let you know on Sunday.
There you go.
But anyways, John.
Yes.
With all this turmoil going on, with all of this fear mongering and bullshit going on, there's still people out there who are watching you, listening to you, and sharing.
They're sharing our shit.
They're sharing this shit.
Even amongst all the crap that's going on, they still take time to share our shit.
They do.
And actually,
we love them.
When you think about it, they're not just sharing. They're sharing your shit. They're sharing all of our shit. This whole family shit. It's family shit. That's what it is.
It's
sharing
family
shit. Yep, that's what it is. Well, who are the people this week that share?
The family that shits together shares together.
That's
Is that what you're saying?
That's right. That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
And we give a shit.
Well,
so.
Our shit shares this week were Tony H. from California, Ann A. from Delaware, Devin O. from Florida, Richard M. from Michigan, Len E. from Pennsylvania, and Joanne S. from Montana.
From Montana.
They all share.
All share this shit.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what state you're in, you can share it. It doesn't matter what country you're in. You can share this shit. Worldwide. You know, think about it. When you share this shit, you're offering it to the world, baby. And the world is waiting. Anyway, keep your voice active. Stay in this fight. We need everybody in this fight. That's the only way we're going to win this one, because he's trying everything in the book, baby. So we have to all be on the line. So I appreciate you all being here. Well, mañana is Beer and Bud Friday, so you know you can practice a bit. Get the beer on the ice, get it nice and cold. You know, practice a little bit so you don't cough and all that crap. But we'll be back on Friday for another Beer and Bud Friday, and then back here Sunday for another Blue Dot Family meeting. Hold on to your britches, because shit changes on a daily basis, and I'm sure we'll have much to talk about then. In the meantime, do the best you can every day to make every day the best that you can make it. Put a smile on your face and give that shit away sometime during your day, because somebody needs it. Anyway, I love you all. I love you, Miss Chick. Thank you for everything you do. Mark, thank you for everything you do. And good night, Miss